Hey you guys, so I just wanted to show you what my earrings look like on today. I decided to model some of my jewelry that you can find on my Etsy store just so you can see how super cute it is. So these chokers are already listed on the Etsy site. You can click the link in the description box down below. Come do Christmas shopping with me. It's called Thrift Pop Boutique, and you can get $5 off following the link in the description box. These earrings will be on there as well. So let's get to the project for today. Hey you guys, so let's get started. I'm gonna run through really quickly the things that we need, but of course we're making jewelry, so you're gonna need the usual suspects, which means you're gonna need some head pins and some eye pins. If you're new to jewelry making, the eye pins are the ones with the little circle, and the head pins look like a little needle, look like a little dot on the end. So you'll need some of those. You may need some, you don't need wire cutters, you could use scissors, but just to have them on hand. You'll need your round nose pliers. Mine are inside the cup that's holding you. You need a pair of jewelry pliers. So basically your jewelry making tools. Hey, Bo. Wish I could see my little puppy down on the floor. He probably knows I was eating Fritos a second ago, but they're all gone, sweetie. Sorry. So 2, you can also look right here, and I'll insert a screenshot, but I'm going to be making clip-ons today. So here's some clip-on backs, and these are not your grandma's clip-ons. Nothing against grandma clip-ons. I'm all about those. I love, you see this old-timey shirt I have on. I'm a thrift store fan, right? But these are going to be the cutest clip-on earrings ever, because guess what? We all see pierced ears all the time. And I feel like clip-on earrings should be just as high fashion and unique and fashionable as pierced earrings. So we're going to make a couple of pair. I have several things out here, but my mind is going. And as we go along, you know how we do. We're going to create as we go. But this is more of a graphic kind of pair. So you're going to need some beads. You're going to need your clip-on backs. You're going to need your jump rings. I have these earring findings that I did get at Hobby Lobby. Maybe if you saw me do a haul a while back, I got those there. And I want to say they were like either $2.99 or $3.99, and they came in different sizes. Maybe I got them from Walmart. Don't hold me to it. But they came in smaller circles. You had medium-sized circles, or medium, and then you had teardrops. So these are going to be super cute. I'm going to use those with the design. For the second pair we're going to use, I'm going to use these really pretty faceted beads that I got from Hobby Lobby a couple weekends ago, along with the cross beads. I don't know exactly, again, how it's going to be, but I know I just want something super cute. So these are some beads I showed the other day, and so you're going to need some gold eye pins as well, or you could keep everything in the silver family if you want to. And of course, you're going to need some jump rings. So I'm going to be using gold findings on both of these. Now, I have the jute out because I wanted to do something with the jute. I'm not sure if it'll relate to this design or not, because again, the jute is not small enough or thin enough to go into any of the beads that we're using, but we can somehow use jump rings to attach and to incorporate by making loops and things like that. So I'm going to kind of design the plan out in my mind of how I want it to be. I did draw it out, but again, it's all going to be relegated on, I don't even know if that's the right word to use or not, right? As to whether or not the jute cooperates and all that jazz. So I'm calling this whole video Everything Earrings, right? So how to DIY everything earrings, meaning you're using a little of this and a little of that. You know how you go get an everything bagel from Panera, or you can get an everything bagel from Walmart or Food Line, somewhere like that. And they're so good because they have all the different doughs all melded together. This is kind of what we're doing with the earrings. So these are just some super sweet little silver seed beads. And these are actually 4mm metallic faceted beads. So super excited to use those. And these were some earring bases I made a while back on another video. It was the very first video I did that got a thumbs down. And I kind of don't blame it. I mean, I personally liked how they came out, but I didn't finish them. So I think that kind of made it like, not the best video I had done, but it did make me sad that somebody did a thumbs down. I was like, oh, that was so sad and heartbreaking. But anyway, you know, everybody doesn't like everything. So I did go ahead and put a gloss on these because I'm like, okay, they came out really super cute. I'm talking too fast. And I want to make something with them. So I don't know what yet, but they're going to be a part of our design. So we're going to start over here. So these are pre-painted pieces. So if you're wondering, where did I get these from? These are just wooden discs that I already had, that I had painted on doing like a graphics design in another video. And so all you have to do is get you some wooden discs from Michael's or Hobby Lobby's. They come in packs of 165 pieces, and then paint them the colors that you want. And we're going to drill holes in them if you choose to, or you can attach them to other things, or you can make them just plain flat post earrings. Will be super cute. And you got earrings. So those were already pre-painted. And these are just regular black glass beads. Now they do have a hole in the top, but we're not going to be stringing from the hole, I don't believe. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to attach the gold piece here to the flat painted disc. Now I was trying to figure out how to do this where the glue didn't show up. I was thinking that when I was glazing this or glossing it, I should have put it on then. So now I'm trying, because this is such a small piece to work with, the little bit of space that you would have on the back of it. I did think about doing the E6000, but I don't want the glue to show. So I am going to figure out how to attach it. I could drill a hole in it, but I don't want to put a hole in the base. But anyway, so we're going to do something super cute with that. And then what I thought about using, and we'll have to see how I can incorporate the jute, is I want to do something with the cross beads. So that's what I'm saying. This is an everything earring. We're kind of all over the place. But let's go figure. Okay, so while we're waiting on that pair to dry, what I do know is I want to have some silver beads on here, although we're using gold findings. So I'm going to go ahead and pour out the silver beads over here on just a little plate that we're working from. And I've kind of laid out the design this way to see if I like how it looks. So this is going to be the base, which is this really pretty bead. I got these, I think I told you already, from Hobby Lobby, and they have this really pretty kind of embossed design on them, which I think is really beautiful. So this could either be the base and we could glue the clip-on back to it. I don't think it would show from behind, but we just have to make sure, because if it does, that's not going to work. We also can make the heart the base if we wanted to, because remember, we're making everything jewelry. And I want everything to stand out and have this flow to it. So we're going to think about that design. So let me see how the silver beads would look right here with the copper disc that we have. These are glass beads. So the fact that these are going to be clip-ons makes me really happy, because we can make sure they can have some weight to them without being super heavy on the ear. So I like how that looks. That looks really good. Now what we could do, because we're just figuring out our design, so I could actually turn that disc upside down and do it that way. But I don't think I like that as much, because I kind of like this whole top piece, how this is looking up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put together our findings, but notice that I'm going to have to take one of these beads off or we wouldn't be able to make a loop. So I think that what we're going to do is we're going to put, I'm just showing you the design. You guys, I'm super excited. So the design is really coming together, and I'm going to do a camera shot right here, so you can see how it looks. I want these to be shoulder dusters. But what I decided was I don't want to drill a hole in these hearts. So remember I told you I had these jewelry findings? So what I can do, because we're going to be doing a clip-on back, is I can actually going to have this really pretty flow to it. So now if I throw a jewelry finding inside the clip-on, it's going to be a bit of a statement, and then I can glue it to the back of the base of the earring. And it'll hang down and it'll have movement. So how cool is that? So by that being on there, then I don't have to worry about how am I going to attach it, and I could put a jump ring there and everything else will attach here. So I'm going to take a picture so you can see what that'll look like, what the design looks like. So I know it seems like it's going to be really long, but this is statement jewelry, right? So that's the design that we're going for, and this is how we want it to look. So now even down here in connecting the little cross piece is going to be at the bottom, I was trying to decide if I wanted to do a silver component or a gold component, because everything else, all the other findings are gold. So what I'm going to do, because I couldn't decide, was I'm going to see if I have a larger gold jump ring or one that's not as gold, and I also want to see what a silver one would look like, so then I can kind of decide. I think I'm going to go with the silver one, although we're doing gold, because it just kind of goes in line with those these silver beads. I think it's going to go together. So what we want to do is we want to take our pliers. We're just putting all of our pieces and findings together, so then we're just making one earring. It'll be streamlined. So remember that the cross has holes in the side. Okay, so we grab those. So now what I want to do is I may cut a little bit off. And remember, with closing your jump rings, I just feel like push them towards each other and towards yourself. So now we're going to do is, remember I told you you can bend towards yourself. I pushed the inside. I'm sorry, away from yourself, split ring part, I put it inside the middle. So you want to make sure we're going to grab one more silver jump ring, slides off or falls off, because we want to add the cross. And there you are. So now what we want to do is we want to take this jump ring and we want to add it to this set of beads. So now what we're going to do is we're just putting everything together, silver beads. We're making our these are the beads we're using over here. From the bottom up. So make sure your jump ring is closed. It's really tight. 8 beads on. And we wanted to make sure that we left enough of a tail so that we could make a jump ring. So we need another. I'm gonna have to go get my round nose pliers. And it's cool when you have all your supplies handy. Somebody asked me about a craft room. I don't have a craft room. One day I might. I don't know that I really want a craft room, but couldn't hurt to have one. So now we're gonna use a smaller jump ring. I think because in my next home I want to have a guest room, so I don't want to take up a room solely for something I do as a hobby part-time. So let's go ahead and pull that eye pin out. We're going to close that one up. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I forgot those beads were on there that time. So look, that's how long it is now. Because again, we're making a statement earring. Super excited. I love statement earrings. So now the only thing that's going to slow us up on this design is the fact that I have to glue the binding onto that heart base. That's going to slow us up for a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this piece. So look, I did that off camera. But remember, I already had the disc in place where it had the little silver seed beads on there. So now this is what we're looking like. And I apologize for working out of frame for that second. So now we need to cut some of the tail off because look, it's too long. You don't want a big old jump ring like that taken away from the design. So we're going to cut some of that off. And then you're going to use your round nose pliers and you're going to bend away from yourself, back towards yourself, and then close it up. And that's what you have. This is what we have so far. These are going to be so pretty. So let me get another small jump ring. I have everything in this bag over here that I really need to get organized. But who am I fooling? I'm not doing that today. We're making some earrings today, right? So now I have a smaller jump ring. I'm just separating it. And we're going to include it here. Sorry about that. And I like how we're using silver and gold because it doesn't all have to be the same color. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be this and that. This is a this and that kind of day. That's how I want it to be. So now I am sticking with using all gold eye pins. So we are doing that. So let's try to decide if I want to add any silver beads in keeping with the theme of the necklace. I probably will because that bead, look, it just looks kind of plain and boring over there by itself. So I probably am. Plus the hole on this bead is kind of large. And so I don't want it, that component just wobbling around on the earring. So look, that would even make a beautiful earring by itself. So let's cut that piece off. Use your wire cutters. And then we're going to turn away. Remember, we're making a ring, making an eye, and we're going to close it up. Make sure it's closed because you don't want your jump ring slipping off. And now we're going to take another small jump ring. And these are really thin, so they seem to fit really perfectly. So that's something else. You know, a lot of times when you buy findings, they're different diameters, which is kind of strange. But I guess it just depends on how they're cut. So now we're going to, oh, I didn't need that. Sorry about that. Just put that to the side. We'll need it again. So now we're going to do, and you may not like the colors I put together, but when you paint your bases and you decide on your Rockstar Pear Everything earrings, you know, you can put whatever bases you have. And I would say don't overthink it. That's why I like to make stuff on the fly, on the whim. I'm very much a whimsical type person. I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood to make that. So look, very pretty. That would even make a beautiful necklace centerpiece. So now we got that part of it made. And now we want to go ahead and attach the black and white binding, right? But we still have to glue our piece down. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and glue on our clip-on backs so that they'll be ready to go. And what we'll do is the other earring to match it up. I won't bore you with that, watching me do that, because then we'll move on to the next design. But just to show you, although you've seen this before, I'm going to put the glue on the base of the earring, and then we're going to press the clip-on down. Y'all, I got glue on the table. Last weekend when I was making earrings and Marvin was sitting at the table, he didn't see me do it. I was like, oh, crikey bear. So let's put the bindings on here. And we're, of course, going to leave those open. You don't want to close that up. So I have the glue on there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press it down. So notice that when I press it down, I'm going to do it a little bit harder with a paintbrush. So I'm going to press it down to make sure it adheres well. And then there's glue sticking up through there. So I'm just going to take the paintbrush and wipe the excess off. Right, and we're going to do the same thing here. So stabilize your earring on the table. And then we're just going to roll the little acrylic brush over it to get the extra glue off, because that'll be uncomfortable once it dries. Make sure it's not sticking up where you can see it over there, because you want your earrings to be comfortable for the wearer. Unless, of course, you're the wearer, but you still want it to be comfortable, right? And you want to make sure they're straight. So let me make sure. All right. Plus, I want to get rid of this glue piece of paper because I don't want anything accidentally sticking to it, messing up my stuff. messing up my flow. So let's get all that wiped off, and we're gonna let those go sit over there and dry. We're gonna make the other component to match this one, and we'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so the components are ready. So all we have to do now is wait on. What I decided to do was to go ahead and glue the backs on the beads. Sit those off to the side. The other component is drying, and so I'm gonna throw away this glue ready to go, and we won't have to worry about that drying time as well. And we can work on the pieces that are gonna hang from down here. And like I mentioned, I want to use, it's my love language, I want to use the hemp string even though it's Friday night to incorporate the cross beads. And so in my mind, I'm trying to figure that out because these can hang from something. And what are they doing with food? And can people be trusted? Blah blah blah. In my mind, so in my mind, I don't know if you saw, that's kind of where my thoughts are going when I think about eating out. I love how these turn out. These are heavier than what I wear for myself, just making sure this is people that don't have long ear holes, they wouldn't have to worry about it. They're like, they're really light, but I have very long ear holes, so that's why I decided to make myself a clip-on pair. So I'm kind of patterning. It's going to stick well too. This pair similar to this in terms of the. We're going to make another earring while that one is drying. But anyway, so let me go get a toothpick. We're going to glue these on, and then we're going to work through our design with the cross beads. So I'm going to also grab another plate. Y'all, these plates are so convenient. I get them from the Dollar Tree in their party section. And what I love about it is you can just pour these out. And what I do is I just use, I bend the plate and make it like a cone and pour the beads back in the plastic bags that they came in. And staple the bag back together. So super cutesy. I also want to add some of the, maybe one of the hearts from the alphabet pack that we had before. Because remember, what are we making? We're making everything jewelry. So super excited about how it's going to all come together. We're going to work it out. But I love statement earrings. I love statement jewelry. So let me go get. Okay, so with gluing this particular bead on, what we have to be careful of is the. So I finally got back where we're gonna now finish behind the bead because these beads this are earring, and then what we're gonna do is let's bring the light over. Some we're gonna finish this earring, and then we're gonna get back to work on normally would the hot pink and green one. All of our findings have dried, so these are our bases. Remember, we did already the hangy pieces. I'm gonna try them on so you can see what they look like, and we're just gonna put it on the back. And then what I'm going to do is hold it up and see. I think that's good. Prayerfully, you can see well. Pretty good. And remember, we were going to hinge or hang the earring findings here. So it's going to hang like that. Yeah, and then this piece is going to hang right there. But I'm going to try it on and let it dry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to try on these earrings with a black shirt so you can see what they look like because the shirt I have on is not going to show it well. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to add our jump ring to connect these to the base. So there's no and what we're going to use is a gold jump ring. So because remember, we're alternating gold and silver, so that's going to be really pretty. And what's really cool is because of the finding that's on here.
Push it
I'm gonna show
down
you
and
talk
get
about
the
in a
excess
second.
glue off because I don't want the beads.
I think I want this to be silver.
Because
I think I'm
remember,
gonna
we
make that
have to
jump in
make
silver. I don't like
sure
that
it
gold
is
one. I think because the
not,
golds don't match. You know how like you have on two navy
showing
blues
from
or
the
two
back.
blacks and
We
they're not
wanna
the
be able
same
to
tone. It's
keep
like, oh, never
adjusting
mind.
it and
And since we're mixing gold and silver, I like that this is kind of a white. These are not real gold. I'm not saying that, but I like the fact that it's like a light gold and a light silver because they kind of go together. So, and these are our earrings. We can make them however we want. So look how pretty those are. They are long. They're super cute. I could keep adding stuff to them if I wanted to, but at some point you just have to say, okay, these are cute enough. These are going to look really cute with a white shirt, a black shirt. You could do taupe, tan, navy blue. I mean, I just felt you could do red. That'd be super cute. So these are finished. Look how cute they are. So I'm going to try them on right quick. I'm going to go throw on a black tank top so you can see what they look like, or a black shirt. And also I'm going to show them laying down here so you can see what they look like. But I think they came out beautiful, and then we're going to make the next pair. So stand by. Let me try these on, and then also let me show you what they look like as a picture. Okay, you guys, so I think they came out super cute, right? So we just took some earrings we had previously painted and just did a bunch of beads and findings and made a super cute, I mean, they're not even shoulder dusters. They're longer than that, and I love them. They remind me of eyeglass loops. What are those things called that go on eyeglasses? Like when people, like when the older women would wear reading glasses, which I am an older woman, I just don't wear reading glasses, right? But look, I think they're really pretty. I like those.
love these. Now let's get finished with the second pair
cute.
in part 2.